Good afternoon to a very late start to Facebook Live. Facebook playing their little tricks on us again, and being of a certain age, I really struggle to find my way around it. Liz and I have talked actually about making a change and doing the live videos on YouTube. I know it's all part of the same group, but the hope is that it's actually going to be easier on YouTube than it is on Facebook. So listen, apologies, this is going live directly, so those of you who would follow the original link won't be on here. But when I tried to set up to start the video, there was no go live button. The go live button had disappeared. So anyway, you've got me because Liz was held up. She is now here. We've swapped roles therefore today because she's had no time to prepare. And she's the one behind the camera. So welcome to Facebook Live, and Liz posted just a slightly intriguing comment, didn't she, about today's post? And that's because, what did she put? She put something like new machine option. Right, yes, new machine option. It's actually an upgrade option. We've just received this week from Handy Quilter an upgrade kit that is now available if you have the Capri stationary machine in a table. You can actually get an upgrade kit to put it on a Studio 2 frame like this, the same frame that is used for the Amara and some of the other machines. And you can turn your Capri 18-inch stationary machine into an 18-inch movable machine like this one. There we go. The machine that you've seen before in the table, here it is now. I fitted wheels onto the machine, which is part of the conversion kit. I fitted the encoder onto the machine, which is another part of the kit. And it goes on the carriage that comes with it as well. And apart from upgrading the software, that's all you have to do. I say that's all you have to do. In fact, if you did go ahead with this option, then it's something that we would install for you, because the studio frame, really important to set it up well. We've done hundreds of them, and we will come and install it and fit the conversion kit at the same time. So here we are. Since the Avanti 18-inch machine was discontinued by Handy Quilter a couple of years ago, there hasn't been an 18-inch option. We have the Moxie, which is a 15-inch machine, and the Simply 16, which is the name suggests, is a 16-inch machine. And then there was a jump to the 20-inch Amara. Now we have the option of an 18-inch machine on a frame again, to give you some of those benefits that you can have with a machine on a frame. Notably, of course, no more basting. No more basting. The standard Studio 2 frame comes with a 4-rail system. That means that the fabric is always flat because of this additional idler bar here at the back. There's actually a 5th rail, which is an optional one for putting your wadding rolls on. It tends to be used for storage here in the UK because all of the wadding is double folded. But here we are, the Capri. It's a fast machine, the Capri, capable of doing 2,200 stitches per minute. And let me just show you. The handlebars look very much like those on the Simply 16. The screen is the same as you would recognize it on the Capri if you already have one. But you've got all of this space and no basting. So let me just show you how easy this is. You'll be familiar with this if you're familiar with our movable machines in any case. Pick up the bobbin thread. And away we go. Now, of course, there are all the same modes available on the Capri as a movable machine as there are on all of the other Handy Quilter movable machines. You've got a manual mode, you've got stitch regulated in precision or cruise, continuous, and you've got options such as adding a ruler base to this machine as well. But as you all know, the big benefit of the frame type system like this is that you don't have to baste. But what you do need is a lot more space, of course. So that's the key issue. But there are a number of people who have moved from a stationary sit-down machine to a frame system. Now, in the past, the only option was that we could help you sell your sit-down machine, or in some cases, we have customers who keep their sit-down machines because they love them for smaller projects, and they buy a new machine as a movable machine. But you might not be in the position financially or in terms of space to have the luxury of doing that. So now you have the option of just upgrading your Capri machine. So here we go. That's the new machine option, and once again, it puts Handy Quilter, ahead of the pack. The number of machine options with Handy Quilter is higher than with any other brand. As you know, we've got hundreds and hundreds of customers in the UK. Most of you are very happy, I'm pleased to say. If you have a look at our Trustpilot reviews, we've enjoyed reading them, so thank you if you've put a review on there. It's really appreciated. But Handy Quilter, as always, are thinking ahead. And you may have heard me mention in my post before Christmas that the new Amara ST, the Amara 20-inch stationary machine, will also have an upgrade option. So Handy Quilter are building this flexibility into their future stationary machines, which is a great option. It keeps things straightforward and simple. So there we are. Has anybody managed to find our new post list?
Yes.
Who do we have online?
Yes, we do have some very diligent and determined customers, thankfully.
Well done.
Yeah. Yes, maybe it says something about our customers, but first online was Val Brooks.
Val.
So good. Our stalwart of the Northeast, Val.
Very good, Val, with her Avante, and now she's got Pro Stitcher with that as well.
Yeah, brilliant. And Cheryl Robinson from Lincolnshire.
Oh, Cheryl. Also got an Avante.
Yes, that's right. And Karen Vipond from
Karen. Karen bought a Moxie from us a year or so ago, and she's just added Pro Stitcher Lite to that, and seems to be getting on famously, as she said in her post on Facebook on Long Arm Learning Curve. Work does rather get in the way of quilting, doesn't it? Yes. Many of our customers have the luxury of being retired and therefore have more time, but those of you who are still working, it's very, very difficult to find the time for your hobbies, isn't it?
It is, and I can sympathise with that entirely. So it's in 2023, my motto will be to make the most of having this fantastic resource of our Long Arm showroom for some of my own quilting. So I've started the year off well with some projects I shall be finishing off. And in that respect, I think Di Bell was actually part of the project, one of the projects I'm finishing off. Hi Di, she's on board as well. And I think Di helped put together some of the blocks that I'm now putting together for my wedding quilt from 11 years ago.
Liz is on it. Last minute Liz, I call her.
No, it's still not last minute, 11 years ago minute. Right, so then we got Jenny over in Cambridgeshire, you know Jenny. And
Jenny, yes.
Jenny, yes, who's got Amara and doing some beautiful work on that and came to some of our workshops at the end of last year. Joe Lovell is on board as well, you know Joe.
Joe, yes, absolutely.
Surbiton, is it? Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's Surrey. It is Surrey, yes.
Sorry, yeah. Giuseppina Alena. Yeah.
Giuseppina, beautiful Italian name.
Yes, fabulous Italian name. And so
with her Moxie and Pro Stitcher Lite.
That's right. So we've also got one of the customers who actually did some demonstration for us at the NEC, and that would be Carol Watson.
Carol.
So
good, welcome. Well done.
Yes.
As Liz says, you've been show a great deal of fortitude in trying to find out where our post is this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And Liz Dunkley's on, and you were there last week, I think, weren't you?
No, it was before Christmas.
Before Christmas, that's right.
Before Christmas, yes.
And Karen Vipond's come back and said loving the Pro Stitcher Lite, validating exactly what you said about her getting on so well. So yeah, that's just a few of the people who are on board.
Very good.
Sheena's just back from a very windy garden.
Who is?
Sheena Stubbs.
Sheena, yes.
Yep. So she's just loving her. She's loving her Insight table, which of course has got her Sweet 16 that she's had for a number of years, and Janice Collett down in Sussex. So yes, people have managed to find
Good,
us
well
despite
done,
our
well done. I'm very
determined efforts to stop them from watching our video. No, it's not us, it's Facebook, honestly.
Yes. So as Sheena said, yeah, it's very windy, isn't it? Extremely windy. Liz and I got bikes for Christmas, cycles, and lots of people have asked us whether or not we got electric bikes, but no, we've gone cold turkey. We've gone the whole hog. These are manual bikes, and I was out doing a quick 8-mile ride this morning before work, and a bit of a brisk westerly breeze, which I didn't much enjoy cycling into. So at least it wasn't raining today, but there's a lot of flooding around, as there is, I know, across the whole country. So we've got a really, and we're always saying we're busy, aren't we? That's really boring, isn't it, to keep saying the same thing, we're busy. But we're really trying hard to keep up. Thank goodness we've got Mark in the warehouse who's doing all the packing up. He's probably packed up 10 machines already and sent them out to customers so far this year, and we've only been open for 10 days or so. So yeah, interestingly, we've had a lot of orders from Ireland for machines recently. So I just wanted to remind you that we do sell into Ireland, and actually it's much, much, much easier to get pallets with machines sent to Ireland than it is to send a spool of thread to Ireland through the Irish Postal Service, where we're not alone with this. Lots and lots of other businesses are having really severe problems in sending things through to Ireland. I think they're taking it out on us over Brexit, but there is no issue with getting machines over there. So we've got a Moxie going to County Mayo next week. We've got a Simply 16 going to County Wicklow next week. Derek is installing an Amara with Pro Stitcher in Tipperary for Nick this weekend, actually. And there's been another one in Ireland as well. So we've been pretty busy in Ireland and in the UK. So the other thing to mention, well, let's just talk a little bit more about this. Clearly, this isn't going to be of interest to everybody, because you might already have a stand-up machine, or you may not have a Capri. This is not an option really on the Sweet 16. There has been an option available for the Sweet 16 for some years, but it's not very competitively priced by Handy Quilter, so it's never been done by us. So with the Sweet 16, the best option actually, if you're looking to move to a stand-up, is to sell your Sweet 16 with table and to buy either a new or a Preloved machine through our prelovedlongarms.co.uk website. So on that subject, we have still a few machines on there. Worth mentioning actually that one of the Simply 16s, which is located in Dorset, they've just reduced the price on that. It's a private sale, but it's a machine that's hardly been used by a previous owner. So that's a real bargain if you're looking for a Simply 16 on a little foot frame. So even if you don't have a huge amount of space available, that's a really good option. And another thing to mention on the Preloved side of things is that I've just taken a trade-in on an Avanti 18-inch. Now, the Preloved Avantis are always really popular, and that one will be sold with a new frame, either a new little foot frame or a new Studio 2 frame. I have one person who's interested, who I've given first refusal on that, but if she decides not to go ahead for any reason, then that one will be posted very soon. It's quite a new machine. It's, I think, a 2018 machine. We will, as always, service it before sale, and it will be sold with a warranty at least as good as any other manufacturer provides on a new machine. So do get in touch, because often we sell machines that are pre-loved even before they're listed, because I have people who contact me in advance and say, if you ever get a pre-loved Moxie, let me know. If you ever get a pre-loved Avanti, please let me know. So just get in touch and I can add you to that list, and you can be first to be informed of any new machines that come along. So the other thing to mention is that anybody who now buys a new Handy Quilter Amara, getting all my A's mixed up, a new Handy Quilter Amara from us, Handy Quilter are now shipping the Amara 20, which is identical to this Amara here, except that it's been refreshed from a marketing perspective. So it has a different logo, the decals on the side of the machine are different, it's got the new Handy Quilter logo on the side of the machine as well, and the screen, although it's identical to the standard screen on the Amara, this one's got the Pro Stitcher attached, so this isn't the standard screen. There's it just has a different look to it, but the functionality is identical. However, anybody who now orders an Amara, and that includes actually somebody who has ordered just before Christmas, she will be the very first person to get a new style Amara. But there's no difference, we haven't changed the pricing, it's just a look that's different of the machine. The same applies to the Amara 24, previously called the Forte, and now calling it the Amara 24, and they are now shipping to us as well with the new logos on them. And I know there's somebody who's going to be ordering one of those in the next few weeks. I thought I'd mention actually, because we've recently taken a couple of orders from people who have been buying frame machines, Handy Quilter long arms with frames, who are considering setting up a long arm quilting business. Some of them have an existing shop, for example, and they're looking at adding an additional service to quilt for their customers. We sell the machines and we support our customers. We do not do long arm quilting ourselves for people. We want to differentiate that, and we refer people to our customers who offer that service. So we're not in conflict with our customers who do that. But the reason I want to mention it is that there are a couple of those businesses, and you have to have an established business, I think, to do this, or at least be in the process of setting up a business to do that. There is grant funding available in certain parts of the UK that will fund a large part of the purchase price of the machine and the frame. Now, this is not well known and not well publicised, and part of the reason for that is that this is very regional. So in some areas this is available and in some areas it isn't. The rules are different from one regional authority to another, but if it's something you're considering, then please make those inquiries in advance of your local authority. Get in touch with the business department of your local authority and just ask the question, is there grant funding available for new businesses? And what they are generally prepared to fund is capital items like long arm machines and frames. And we can provide quotes for you, and we can give you the details in advance. Clearly you have to provide evidence to the local authority for them to see that it's a genuine expense, etc. But it's really very important to do that before you purchase the machine, because generally this funding isn't available retrospectively. If you've already bought the machine, then you won't get the grant funding afterwards. So if you're thinking of changing careers this year, maybe you're one of those people who's vastly overworked in the public sector at the moment, thinking of a career change, thinking of maybe taking your pension early and setting up a quilting business, then think about the grant funding as well. So what else have I got on my list here? It was a bit of a rush today because I've only just set up this this movable setup on this Capri before the session today. Liz was expected to be back earlier, but she was delayed, so that was another cause for some some confusion. But let's talk about, let me see, classes. We talk about classes on a regular basis. We have just gone live with the new foundation class on Friday the 10th of March. I think this was mentioned last week as well, but just as a reminder, those of you who have bought your machines from us in the last 6, 9, 12 months, then you can now book. If you haven't already taken a foundation class here at the showroom, you can now book that through our pinholequilting.co.uk website. And if you've bought a new machine from us, then the class, which is a full day class, is a free class. We will have sent out an introductory email to you, which includes a voucher code so that you can book it for free. And that also applies to a lot of people who have purchased Preloved machines through our Preloved website as well. So extra date added because the 2 dates that were previously at the beginning, on the 13th and 14th, or 12th and 13th of March, I think they were, they're full. So we now have a new foundation class on the 10th of March. There are some people booked on that, but there are still some spaces available. It really does help you make the most of your machine. It really does. I know you still have to take the day off or allocate a day and travel to here, but you will definitely learn a lot. Yes, Liz?
Can I just run through those dates, but also say that on our main pinholequilting.co.uk website, under classes, under workshops, we've actually got them all listed there. But the 10th, as Pete said, has got spaces. We've got one stand-up place left on the rulers, feathers and fills on the 15th of March, but the 13th and 14th. I believe I've just got one place that's come available on the 13th as a result of somebody changing a date. So I'm going to change that, and if anybody would like to move to the 13th of March or book that place, then they can do so. Okay, and also we've got the September classes are up there as well. A foundation workshop and a rulers, feathers and fills. Okay, so those are the next after... Yep, I'm just going to give you those dates. Bear with me a moment. Yeah, so if the March dates aren't convenient for you, then September dates might be better. Yep. Well, first of all is April. So April the 25th and 26th. Oh yes, we've added those in April as well. Yeah, so 25th of April, foundation workshop, and the 26th of April, that's a Tuesday and a Wednesday, rulers, feathers and fills. It's a great way to do it as a follow-on, or perhaps you might have done your foundation workshop in March and you want to do the next level, which is not a technical thing in terms of, we're not talking about tensioning a bobbin or doing things like that. It's really more about playing with the machine and really getting into the fun bits of quilting. So we assume that people have got that foundation level knowledge, or you can put the two together. Perhaps if you're traveling a distance in April, the 25th to 26th, you could come and put those 2 days back to back, and the foundation would be free if you've got the code. Yep, I beg your pardon, I haven't put the September ones up. I will do that probably in the next week. Okay, good. Any other comments from people in the meantime? Oh yeah, sorry, let me go back to that. Where is it on? Yeah, it's changing of roles here, you see. Liz is, I've lost. Liz is having to learn the behind the camera side of things. She hasn't moved the camera around very much here, has she? Still, you don't want a close-up of me anyway. Yeah. So, as Tricia said, I think this is really very much what the feedback that we get from the foundation workshops is that Tricia, who has a Capri, says the foundation course is turbocharged quilting and confidence. And I think that's what we see, isn't it, Pete, from all of the classes, definitely, but certainly the foundation. It's about confidence. I mean, people, although it's only a sewing machine, does only a straight stitch, people do tend to be a little bit... I was going to say scared. That's not really the right word, but apprehensive. I think apprehensive about their machines. Yes, but they're pretty indestructible, really, in many ways. It's not easy to make them go wrong. That isn't a challenge to anybody who's reckless. I can't think of a single reckless customer that we have. No, I can't either. But maybe I'm the one who sort of pushes the machines to their limits. I like to know that the machines can go as fast as they say they can, and I have done things like take an Infinity up to full speed with the Pro Stitcher on it. Well, generally, when I test the machines before the machines go out to customers, I do test them generally at full speed in manual, including in manual at full speed in the most difficult direction for the machine, which is
bottom right to top left, because that's absolute proof that the timing is spot on, which is something we also check. So you will know that the machine is perfectly set up when you get it from us. Yeah. Yes, Liz.
And it's great. Thank you very much, Trudy, who I believe knows Liz Dunkley, as you've been chatting with each other. So Trudy's coming on our April foundation workshop.
Okay, it's great. Good.
We look forward to seeing you then, Trudy.
Yes, right. So what else? I haven't got anything else on my list. I don't think Liz has got something to mention.
Yeah. So in March, we'll be doing our first show of 2023,
of course,
which is at Duxford.
Yeah.
So that's at the Conservation Hall at the Imperial War Museum.
Duxford. Yes. Which is a nice venue, but at that time of year in East Anglia, you never quite know what the weather's going to be. Sometimes there's snow on the ground, sometimes it's 20 degrees.
And there's always a cool breeze whistling along the runway.
There's nothing to stop that wind that comes all the way from the Ural Mountains, is there, in East Anglia?
To stop it.
I know, having lived near Cambridge myself for many years, it's very exposed.
Yeah, it is. Exposed. Yeah, we notice it when we're setting up, how cold it is, and they don't put any, of course, they don't have the heating on, all the doors are open. But actually, it's a good one for anybody who wants to go with partners, husbands, or whatever, anybody whose grandchildren that might be interested in planes, because they can go off and look at the exhibitions, which are, even if you're not an avid aeronautics fan, as I'm not really, but yeah, it's such an interesting museum, and you've got the Concorde in there as well. It's brilliant. It's World War I and World War II.
It's a nice venue. Yeah, so
it's good.
So as usual at the smaller shows like Duxford, we will take a number of the machines with us. We don't tend to take too much in the way of accessories, but we're very happy to take along accessory products if you let us know in advance, specific things that you might want. We tend to take some glide thread, and we'll probably take a few of our full line stencils, but we tend not to take much. It's quite difficult to pack everything all in, get it all set up. So you can email us at any point, save the postage, and we'll bring it along.
Yeah. And for anybody who's more local to us here in Worcestershire, the next time that we'll probably see you will be the Malvern Quilt Show, which of course is in May, but that's one for your diary as well. Okay. I don't think I've got anything else.
Okay.
We look forward to seeing, got an installation up in...
Liz is up in Edinburgh for an upgrade next week, and I will be in Loughborough the week after for another Amara installation. So, we're not bored. We're certainly not bored.
No, we're not kicking our heels, are we, Pete?
We're not, and it's great. And it's, we love what we do, and we specialise in long arms. That's something that's unique to Pinhole Quilting in the UK. There's no other business that just does long arms. It's what we know about, and we support all handy quilter machines. And I've got the luxury now of having Mark, who is doing a lot of the legwork in the warehouse and packing things up, which means that I have to do other stuff to try and keep fit now, because I'm not moving around heavy boxes all the time like I was until about 12 months ago. So every upside has its downside, doesn't it? So listen, thank you for your perseverance today and sticking with us. Do get in touch if you're potentially interested in the Capri upgrade. We do actually have some Capris in stock, so if you even fancy an 18-inch movable machine on a frame from new without having to have the table at all, this is an option for you. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back next Friday, hopefully much closer to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, we might do it slightly differently.
Possibly on YouTube, in which case we'll let you know in advance.
Yeah, definitely.
But thanks for watching, and as Liz says every week, happy quilting. Bye.